Oh, we're teaching online this year? That's gonna be easy. Said no teacher ever. Hey everyone, Brian Gossard here. I'm a teacher and a YouTuber. Today I want to share with you 5 quick tips that'll help you make amazing distance learning videos. Regardless of your comfort level, there's something here for everyone, so let's get into it. Tip number 1, prepare your teaching space. Now, that doesn't mean clearing everything away. Actually, quite the opposite. Just like in a physical classroom, creating a space for learning is important. How many teaching videos have you seen that look like this? Really, how engaging is it to watch me talk to you in front of a white wall? Now, it's true that we want to minimize distractions, but don't mistake that for removing context entirely. Instead, you want to try to find a space that's both visually appealing and free of clutter. You might want to draw inspiration from your subject area. For me, that's music, so I've placed myself here with instruments and other things that help to place me in that context. Tip number 2, choose the right camera. If you're delivering live instruction online, then there's really only one option in my mind, and that's a webcam. While most computers probably have a webcam built in, I find the quality to be pretty lacking. Since this is my job, I thought I should have something a little more professional. Now, this is a Logitech C920 webcam. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but for around $100, I think it gives me the quality and reliability that I need as a professional. When you consider that the camera will essentially be our students' eyes, it's worth it. Now, if you're pre-recording videos, there's a lot more options. Most of us have a smartphone, and even an old iPhone 6 like this takes pretty good video that'll work in most circumstances. You could also opt for a dedicated camera. That's what I use, and the quality is noticeably better. These are a little more complicated to use, of course, but if you really want the best quality, a dedicated camera and lens system is the way to go. That said, it's impressive how well the iPhone holds up by comparison. Tip number 3, get your lighting right. Light is everything. Let me say that again. Light is everything. As an example, think about your photo ID. Do you like it? If you're like most people, the answer is probably no. That isn't because you look bad, it's because you've literally been painted in a bad light. Good lighting brings out the best in us. By contrast, bad lighting creates an unnatural appearance that's both unflattering and makes our videos look amateurish. Okay, so we probably all know good light when we see it, but how do we achieve that look in our videos? If you can set yourself up near a window to take advantage of the soft ambient light, you're probably at least halfway there. I say halfway because I still find it useful to use an artificial light as my primary light source. With that said, natural light gives a really great starting point, and can sometimes be all you need. If you're looking for one easy thing you can do to make your videos look more professional, this is it. Get one of these. This is an LED softbox. It's an LED light with a box around it and a diffuser to soften the lights. Softboxes are very popular because they're both inexpensive and easy to use. You can buy 2 of them for $100. If you listen to nothing else I say, take this to heart. Go and buy yourself one of these. I bought 2 of them 8 years ago, and I've used them in nearly every video I made. They really are that useful to have. Now, if you're going to be delivering live instruction, one thing you might consider is a ring light. These are often used by YouTubers, especially on those beauty channels. Now, while we're not trying to make ourselves look beautiful for our students, we are trying to make sure that they can see us clearly. A ring light is just an easy thing you can put right around your webcam that'll immediately give you a professional, natural appearance. Tip number 4, go green. For teachers, green screen opens up a world of possibilities, and honestly, it's just a lot of fun to play with. Teaching about the North Pole? Why not go on location? You know what? Actually, it's a bit cold out here. Much better. The best part is that green screen is both inexpensive and really easy to get started with. So what do you need to get started? Well, you'll need a green screen. This shade of green is typically used because it has the least in common with people's skin, hair, and clothing, making it easier for the computer to tell the difference. And like I said, green screens are very cheap and easy to find. In fact, most can be had for about 20 or 30 bucks. And for not a lot of money, you can buy whole green screen kits like this, which I think is a pretty good value. The most important thing to consider when filming with green screen is how you're going to light it. For the effect to work, the computer has to see one solid color behind me. That means we need to do our best to eliminate any shadows on the background. Now, mine is by no means perfect. Honestly, this could use to be ironed or steamed, and even with the 2 lights I have set up, there's still some shadows, but I think it'll work well enough. As a general rule, you'll want to place one softbox on each side of the green screen, so 2 lights for the background. You might need a third light to light yourself, or maybe you can just cheat it a little bit like I'm doing here. Just as long as everything is well lit, you're ready to film. When you're shooting, be careful not to bump into the background, and also just be aware of where your frame lines are. It's very easy to get a little excited and then, whoops, where'd my hand go? Other than that, consider your clothing. Obviously, anything green is off the table. But also consider how you can use clothing to help sell the illusion. Above all else, have fun with it. It's probably not going to be perfect, but your students will enjoy it, and I think you'll get a kick out of it as well. Tip 5. Play to your strengths. This falls more into the category of general teaching advice, but I think it's especially important for distance learning. You have to be yourself. If you're goofy, then be goofy. And if you're more serious, then do that. Your students know when you're sincere, and the most important thing you can do is be real with them. In my opinion, this also applies to how we use technology. Let's face it, some activities and teaching strategies that work great in person just don't translate over the internet. If something doesn't feel natural, change the way you're doing it. Don't try to force in-person teaching strategies to fit in this new paradigm of online learning. New tech means new ways to teach. Instead of being frustrated and constrained by the limitations of distance learning, look at how we can teach the same concepts in a new and possibly even better way. There's a lot to learn and so much information out there that it's hard to know where to begin. If you want to know more, I hope you'll check out my course on Skillshare. It's the only course I know of like this specifically designed for teachers. In fact, some of what I shared with you today is from that course. I took a lot of time to make sure it was helpful and relevant for as many people as possible, so I hope you'll check it out. Also, if you want to head over to my Teachers Pay Teachers, I have some free resources for distance learning in the music classroom, and a link to both of those are in the description. Alright, good luck everyone.